The movie kicks off with Thaddeus Ross asking his assistant for his daughter named Betty, but unfortunately, he was informed that she won't be showing up. It seems Betty still haven't forgiven her dad. However, Ross goes on stage where he gave a speech. During this speech, he brings up the chaos that occurred which almost destroyed half of humanity, but he believes together they can face any challenges ahead. The people praised him for being elected as the new president of the United States. 5 months later in Oaxaca, Mexico, we discovered Joaquin Torres is working alongside Sam Wilson, Captain America, on a very classified mission, with the permission of President Ross to stop a notorious group who plans to make an illegal business exchange. Moment later, Sam arrives at the scene, and quickly a serious fight begins. Cap attacked and defeat those in at the scene before going after the goons in order to secure the package. But unfortunately, the crew realizes that a villain known as the Serpent Leader is also around the location. On the other hand, the leader threatens to kill a priest, with also some of the Reverend Sisters, while also mocking their faith. The leader simply wants the priest to tell him where the buyer is going to be, but when the priest refuses to give this information, he gives his boys an order to kill them all. Fortunately for them, the leader got an information about a threat, so immediately they go all out to check it out. His men also took the package to a safe place. Moments later, Captain America made an entrance into the meeting spot where the buyer was supposed to be. A serious fight sequence then started. After a long extended battle, Captain America came out victorious, but on his way out, he found the priest and his people held at gunpoint. But Cap somehow released them. After which, he goes after the Serpent Leader. Once Sam arrived at the scene, Serpent Leader set up a fight with one of his strongest men, giving the Serpent Leader an opportunity to escape, but yet again, Captain America defeated him. Nearby, Torres goes after those with a package, and fortunately for him, he manages to recover the package. The scene then shifted to President Ross visiting the grave of Karen Lee Ross. He soon received a call informing him that the mission is a success. Back to Cap and his crew, Captain America discovered that the buyer had planned to double-cross the Serpent Leader, as the buyer had paid $50 million to make sure the container was secretly rerouted to Japan, as he plans to receive it there. Later that day, Sam Wilson goes to meet up with Torres for some training session with Isaiah Bradley. He hoped to train under someone who represents what it means to be a real hero. The training began, and this was very helpful, but also an intense training session, as Isaiah doesn't hold back. After a short while, Sam Wilson received from the president giving him order. Once he was done with the call, he goes back to meet Isaiah. Isaiah isn't happy with the idea that Sam worked for Ross as he reminded him of the president's past actions, but Sam explains that he is not blindly following his orders, as his eyes are widely open on this. In the evening, Sam, Torres, and Isaiah drive while they all chit-chat to an event in the White House. As soon as they arrived, Torres made sure they all took a selfie. Unbeknownst to them, that security cameras are capturing every detail of their arrival. Just then, Sam gets called by President, so Sam goes into the office to meet with Ross, and the two had a conversation with Ross thanking him for recovering the container, which is the package from earlier. As soon as he was done, he informed Sam that he wanted to help rebuild the Avengers, but Sam quickly reminds him that he was the one who tore the team apart in the first place, so putting them back together won't be easy. However, Ross insists on getting back to them, as he is of the opinion that the Avengers represent the nation, plus, it was with their help they were able to save half of humanity's existence. He told Sam to think it through. Later, Ross introduces Sam to Japan's Prime Minister, and the three then pose for a picture. As soon as they were done with that, President Ross goes on to give his speech and presentation regarding the recovered container package. During this, Ross reveals that the recovered container held a portion of this valuable metal, which is very precious and important, plus is even more destructible than vibranium. However, the recovery of this precious package is all thanks to Captain America and Joaquin Torres. They all applauded them, but just then, in the middle of his speech, from nowhere, Isaiah Bradley opens fire at the president, making everyone run for their lives as Captain America fight to stop him, while a serious chaos occurred. However, Isaiah, seeing he has been outnumbered, escaped through the window while Sam goes after him. But unfortunately for Isaiah, on his way out of the building, a lot of police squad arrived to contain him. Sam pleaded with him not to run, before begging him to surrender peacefully. Isaiah did in accordance to what Sam demanded of him. Immediately, Sam went straight to President Ross, who has been surrounded by agents. President Ross requested for the dismissal of all the agents except Ruth for a private conversation with Sam. Sam defends his friend, insisting Isaiah would have never done this on his own. Sam believes there is a factor in this which made Isaiah acted that way, believing someone may have manipulated him, but President Ross and his assistant isn't buying this, as he himself believe he did act on his own, plus Isaiah have a motive for his action. Sam wanted to do a personal investigation on this case, but the president does not agree to this before informing Sam that he is not Steve Rogers. Ross gives Ruth full authority over the investigation. Later on, Sam heads over to see Isaiah Bradley, in order to know why and what made Isaiah do whatever he did at the White House. However, Isaiah swears he would never do something like that. He doesn't even understand how and why he acted the way he did that night. He explains that his day was completely normal, and the next thing he knew, he was sitting in the park with no memory of how he got to shoot the president. Sam believes Isaiah is innocent. Later that day, Sam and Joaquin start their own private investigation to piece things together, and just then, they realize Isaiah was manipulated using some kind of auditory control, possibly through hidden signals through music. However, it seems Ruth also already figures this out. Back to Sam, he orders his partner to dig deeper about Ruth, the president's security advisor. As soon as Sam was done with his call, he got ambushed by the Serpent Leader. After his shootout, he believed he was done killing the Captain America, unbeknownst to him that he had escaped. A battle ensues between the two, but the Serpent manages to stab him. However, Sam eventually contained him, at least for the moment. Before another battle started, which quickly ended with Sam delivering a brutal hit on the Serpent before badly injuring him as he struggles to breathe and getting knocked out by Sam. Sam received a call from an unknown number telling him, well done, as he is not going to like what's coming next. Meanwhile, President Ross and other world power presidents continue this discussion on making the treaty come to life, but things get tense fast. The leaders question how they're supposed to trust his leadership when he doesn't even have control over his own country, plus Japan's prime minister, a key player in the deal, and yet he is nowhere to be seen. On the other hand, Joaquin informed Sam on what he has found out about Ruth. He stated that Ruth was born in Israel and trained in the Red Room, which means she is also Black Widow. Sam tells Joaquin to get ready as they're going in for a mission together. Back to Isaiah, Ruth is on her way to go see him when all of a sudden, the same agent who let Sam in has systematically eliminated some of the guards and prisoner. So without hesitation, he turns the gun on himself and pulls the trigger while his radio continues to play a particular tune on repeat. Meanwhile, Sam and his partner get informed about Isaiah's attack, but Sam insisted that they continue their travel if they ever want to help Isaiah out, plus the buyer is also smart. Meanwhile, the president received a call from the buyer threatened Ross that once he is done with him, everyone will know who he truly is, and everyone will hate him even more. Just as Ruth decided to take Isaiah to a more secure location as his security has been compromised, the president called her informing her to meet him. Meanwhile, Sam and Joaquin arrive at their destination, and quickly, the two rushes into the building as they only have 30 seconds before getting in, unless they will be spotted. Luckily for them, they break in, and when they go check the place out, to their surprise, there isn't any prisoner but a lab. Sam is curious as to know why there is a lab in a prison. Soon after, they found a list of different individual pictures, especially the one of Isaiah, with also some classified documents. In Japan, Ross finally meets with the Prime Minister. He pushes the idea that sharing adamantium with the world is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but the Prime Minister isn't convinced, as he has received some troubling intel as Ross's real plan was to steal the metal from the container. Back to Sam, just as he was watching a video containing a hidden frequency designed to manipulate those who hear it. The mystery buyer then came out of the shadows, and with no hesitation, he admits that he was the one who hired Serpent Leader to steal the container, but his real objective was simply to kill Ross. He wants revenge, as from his story, he narrates that Ross threw him in prison without trial, and after some kind of radiation accident which left his brain permanently altered, the government began to secretly use him for nearly 16 years as Ross fed on this, by using him have his way to the top. However, things take a quick turn when the buyer mentions Sam, allowing him finish his job. Just as Sam tried to attack, the buyer activated some kind of high frequency which handicapped Captain America. Just then, some guard arrived, prompting a very serious fight. After a long extended battle, the boys manages to free themselves to escape. But on their way out, they found more security guards, but fortunately for the boys, Ruth arrived to knock the security guards out. Just as the three leave the area, they got arrested, informing them that this was a direct order from the president himself. As they did so, the manipulating music from earlier began, so quickly Sam with his partners run for their lives as they shoot. Meanwhile, tension continues to rise as nothing is going the way the president wanted regarding the control of the alimentrum. However, the president gave a strict order that could make a war break out, which his assistant warned him about. Meanwhile, Sam, Ruth, and Joaquin got to a safe destination to do further investigation on what they already know. After which, Sam goes to speak with the Serpent Leader. Serpent Leader reveals that his old unit found Stearns years ago. So seeing his condition, they prescribed him a specific dosage of medication to keep his mind stable, but Ross deliberately increased the dosage to keep Stearns under his thumb. By using him as a tool for his rise to power just like everyone else, he fed into the same lie when he became president he would set him free, but Ross lied. Ross also funded Serpent Leader through a secret bribe fund. However, Stearns finally escaped, and now he wants revenge. Immediately, Sam goes to meet with the president to inform him that Stearns has been the one controlling and pulling all the strings, plus his plans on pinning Ross and Japan against each other to ensure a war ensues between them by using main control, and to our surprise, we discover that he also has the president data. However, during this, Ross revealed that the data wasn't meant for his control but for his deadly illness, stating Stearns has been helping him out with this, using a rare type of pills. Ross informed Sam that he needed to stay alive for his daughter, so she could see and know there is more to her father. However, during their discussion, the president is informed about an urgent issue. Quickly, he ordered Sam and his partner to go after the Japanese jet. Sam tried to warn them to stop this incoming chaos, but unfortunately for them, things escalates as it seemed they are being controlled, making a serious air chase. Meanwhile, the president continued to struggle with his heart issue, while Stearns continues to threaten the president. Back to Sam, he managed to contain all the missiles heading towards the president's ship, but unfortunately Joaquin is seriously hit by one of the missiles, making him lost consciousness and fall into the ocean. Captain America managed to stop the air war between Japan and US over the Celestial Island. Back to the president, his assistant found him really unwell before informing him about the good news. On the other hand, Joaquin is rushed in for an emergency surgery as he is on a critical condition. During this, Sam gets approached by Bucky Barnes and the two hugged. Afterwards, Sam discusses about Ross asking him to restart the Avengers. However, just as he leaves, Ruth saw Bucky Barnes and she seems she like him as she discussed with Sam, but Sam jokingly informed her that he is 110 years, which she replies saying she could work with that. We discovered that the pills Stearns gave Ross contain gamma radiation, which his body absorbs at an alarming rate, meaning he constantly needs more of it. Stearns soon began his full villain arc as he takes matters into his own hands by using his technology to trigger a cardiac arrest, killing one of Ross' men. Back to Ross, he called his daughter Betty, and fortunately for him, he was able to get through to his daughter. Betty apologized for not calling her father after his attack at the White House. Ross informed his daughter that he is fine before also apologizing to her for all he has done. They both agreed to meet up. Nearby, Stearns meets with Sam to discuss a delicate matter of Sam ruining his plan on the Indian Ocean. But Sam informed Stearns that the Indian Ocean wasn't about starting war, but Stearns wanted to destroy Ross' legacy. However, Stearns told Sam that Ross turned him into a monster, so it is only right he do the same to him too. Just then, Stearns get arrested. Just as the president carry on his interview about the Indian Ocean and the U.S. interference, Ross began to hear Stearns' voice from the speaker before. Ross then began to transform into a huge red beast more like Red Hulk, which catches everyone's attention. Ross sees his own reflection, and he barely recognizes himself, making him lost control. Captain America soon arrived at the scene, and quickly a crazy battle started. Red Hulk furiously and angrily attacked Captain America as he goes crazy in this fight, while also destroying the White House. The military throw everything they got on him, but Red Hulk proves to be very, very strong. They even tried sedating him, but to no avail. Quickly, a serious chase began, as Red Hulk goes after Captain Man. Sam seems to have taken Ross to his favorite place, which him and his daughter loves, but this only made him more angry, as he goes after Captain Man. After which, he began to beat Sam senselessly, before then ripping off his wing, before trying to kill Captain America. Yet again, Sam manages to escape. However, just as Red Hulk tried giving the final blow, Sam uses his wing to knock him out. Sadly, this wasn't the case as Red Hulk arrived yet again. Sam began to talk Ross out of this, reminding him of his word to change and also him proving to Betty of how good he really is now. This seems to really work as he transforms back to his human form before then being escorted out for full treatments. Later, Isaiah is freed from jail by Sam proving his innocence. Weeks later, Sam goes to meet Ross, who is now locked up in a secluded area. They discuss about Stearns' pills and how it got to affect him. We get to discover that Ross gave up his office and power. Once they were done with their discussion, Sam reveals to have brought Betty to come see him, making Ross really overwhelmed by this. Sam later goes to meet Joaquin, who is now doing okay from the incident. The movie then came to an end. Kindly subscribe for more recaps like this. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.